Booyah, booyah, and dooyah. This is Kurt Brown, also known as Saint Rambone. We all know we have enemies out there. They're robbing us blind for 1.2 trillion. They will kill you, they will inject you, they will rape you, they will rob you of everything. Do not ever serve the United States government under the current regime as it stands. I have come to some conclusions after running tests in the federal banking regulatory industry. A federal banking examiner had been killed. They called him suicide. He was a regional director where I'd worked prior. He had been there prior. When I got there, the mob boss was there. Now I see a rip-off of 1.2 trillion, par for the course. Go down and try to get a loan at your local bank. They'll tell you to go to hell. Go down and try to get a job with the Federal Reserve, as I have done. A federal bank examiner who came out as an informant on murder and money laundering. I was injected, tortured, told to shut up. I don't care if the regime is toppled. I encourage people to take offense at this $1.2 trillion that we have been ripped off for. They will make us into slaves before it is over. This is what they're doing. To appease the ignorant masses of the southeastern United States, these big bank loans are going according to, I was watching Congressman Frank, he alluded they're giving some of those 1.2 trillion to the Swiss banks. The Federal Reserve Chairman Kohn said it was on his website. I can't find it, so I just have to say the 1.2 trillion went to Swiss banks. What they do is they loan it to some of their German-speaking companies who build chemical plants and steel plants and other things they know that will not last. They put them here in the United States, particularly in the Southeast. The biggest joke is a steel mill reminiscent of Pittsburgh. Remember the hills of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, PA, steel town, shot down. Now they got a Tyson Krupp in South Alabama supposedly cranked up the economy. It is a joke. They funnel money into it not only from Germany that came from the United States, but also money that came out of that poor-ass Montgomery, Alabama, and Birmingham, most likely, and the Gulf Coast oil fields. We are under attack by our enemies inside the United States. It is my hope that the doors of Mobile, Alabama government are closed because they are closed to me and any other government, city, or state in the United States. And that includes people who are disenfranchised. We should applaud those who take the government by the throat and push them up against the wall for what they have done to us. But you must beware, this is like a technological war. They've taken $1.2 trillion. They are not messing around, my friend. They will kill you. I saw where they killed a man. I saw where they tried to kill me. And the government has attacked me and injected me. We should call all of those people who write laws who allow us to be injected. They should be taken out for Nuremberg code violations and, in my opinion, executed. I am one of their victims. My name is Kurt Brown, also known as Saint Rambone. I had a sheet, a list of things to discuss on this. We had the chemical plants. We had the lies told to us. Now they're talking about that 1.2 trillion. I'm forbidden employment in the federal government. Not that I would trust him any longer. We should watch our backs. I was warned by a fellow vet never to work as a bank examiner for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. He was a veteran who came out of college with me as an accountant. He said, don't work for the Fed. I did. Now I pay the price. I'm blacklisted. My career is ruined. People don't care if you live or die in the United States. If you think they do, you're mistaken. You must realize we are in this on our own. I have tried numerous times to get jobs with the federal government since I was attacked after working at the FDIC. I can't get it. I'm trying to get jobs out overseas. I was told the only hope I have is the United States would fall or they'd go to war. That would be my only hope of getting a job with government. See, it's not our government anymore. You got Swiss banks taking 1.2 trillion. You got innocent people being killed. In the banking regulatory industry, we had, in the banking regulatory industry, we had a FDIC chairman. We also had a federal prosecutor, Thomas Crane Wells, executed in 2001, the same year I was attacked and survived. He was after 9/11. I was before 9/11. Then we had David Kellerman, Chief Financial Officer of Freddie Mac, committed suicide April 22nd. Bovenzi of the FDIC on April 22nd also was terminated. I don't know if it was from the FDIC or from IndyMac Bank, IndyMac Federal. But I know he was terminated, John Bovenzi of the FDIC. The question is, you got to ask who's behind this? Who's behind the government? Who is the enemy to us? Who is allowing and forcing injections on us? Who's stealing $1.2 trillion? We should not stand for it. We should stop it, even if it costs us blood. Because this is tyranny. This is what we saw with our founding fathers. They will enslave every one of us. This is Kurt Brown, also known as St. Brown Bone, urging you to beware of the federal government. Just as Interior Carta and Orthodox Jewish groups stays away from them by code, I encourage the people of the wise masses to back away from them if possible. They've got us dependent. So stay away from the government if you can. We do need watchdogs there, but we are sinking. At the VA, they do forced experiments and forced injections. They were ordered in Los Angeles in 2001 to stop. I have a website titled Mobile Audit Club that talks about this, has a link to it. They were ordered to stop in 1999. I was injected in 2001. Forced medical experiments, forced medical procedures. And now I'm pushed out, not allowed employment. They even allowed me to be sold a home that had a rotten roof. I'm partially blinded when I was forced exile. No one cares. I don't care if the regime is toppled. This painting right here is symbolic of me. Its eyes are dotted out. Yes, I was made partially blind. They don't care. I had a poison sprayed in my eyes. I was in probation and exile for owning a gun, forced away from my home and my family. Never trust the federal government. The California government is repugnant. Along with that in Alabama, we should view as very suspect anyone over us. Be very wary of that 1.2 trillion. It'll probably come back as a bomb on top of your head. We can no longer trust our enemies in the government. This is Kurt Brown, alias St. Rambone, former FDIC bank examiner. American Holocaust number X017-911-84 since 2001. Never serve them, never trust them. Your money, your 1.2 trillion is gone.